Pacers being here is definitely a surprise, as coming into the year, the three main teams that a lot of people were expecting to be the main contenders were the OKC Thunder, the Boston Celtics, and the Cleveland Cavaliers. But even though the Pacers have somewhat overachieved this playoffs, this is by no means a fluke run at all. And while I do think that OKC will ultimately win this series, the Pacers are not going to be pushovers, and there actually can be a lot of different things to look at as we prepare for this matchup. So let's go into it. Starting off is the Thunder's main strength and what has been their main calling card all season, which has been their defense. Not only did the Thunder have the best defense in the league this season, they were historically great, being just over 7 points better than league.
It's gone. Play it safe. Yo, Lightning McQueen, what's good with you? Hope you're having a good day. I see.
And I feel like this is going to be the main hurdle that's going to be an issue for this Pacers team.
Yeah, I feel like I've been good. We just reacting to NBA stuff,
and the overall
and we playing
Tyrese Halliburton, especially in
Halliburton's low. I've been preaching this. Halliburton's way better than Brunson.
Defense to make a
I've been
decision.
telling you.
In the Eastern Conference Finals, it has been mainly Mitchell Robinson, Karl Anthony Towns, and Jalen Brunson that Tyrese has mainly been trying to get switches on, but with this OKC Thunder team, there really is no favorable matchup for him to be going at.
I'm sorry, y'all, on the Twitch, but
everybody that is going to be on the floor for the Thunder is able to play switch defense. Add this to
the Thunder. Chet Holmgren is the most overrated player in the NBA. He's not that good.
Anyway, I'm curious to see how much pick and roll the Pacers are actually going to run. That being said, I do feel like if the Thunder are playing Isaiah Hartenstein heavy minutes, this is going to be a huge test for Miles Turner. The Thunder bigs in Isaiah Hartenstein and Chet Holmgren were able to spend a lot more time in the paint in the conference finals because Rudy Gobert is a non-factor offensively, and while Julius Randle does shoot threes, he mainly operates in the mid-range. And so the Thunder were able to play two bigs a lot more in the T-Wolves series, and it was difficult for the T-Wolves to get anything going inside the three-point line. But in the Nuggets series, having Jokic on the perimeter really changed things, and it was something that Isaiah Hartenstein struggled with at times. And I feel that the speed of Tyrese is definitely going to play a factor in these ball screens, because it's going to force the Thunder defense to make a decision. In the Nuggets series, iHeart was really struggling to get back to Jokic. In these Murray-Gordon-Jokic three-man games, Jamal would be able to get the first step on the screen, Jokic would flare out, and Aaron Gordon would set the occasional flare screen, and this led to open threes for Nikola Jokic nearly the entire series. And so, having someone like Miles Turner in this spot,
Miles Turner, y'all don't realize that Miles Turner is going to average 35
but one that also
on
gets his shot off quicker. I feel like this could be an even bigger issue to look at going forward. Of all of their playoff matchups so far, the Thunder struggled the absolute most with the Nuggets, mainly because of their ability to spread the floor. And Indiana is
I just don't think I'll be able to eat
the help defense that they were able to play against Minnesota is no longer going to be viable against this Pacers team. And so I'm also curious to see how many Pascal Siakam post-ups the Pacers are going to get into, because I do feel that while the Thunder are a switch-heavy team and have a bunch of switchable defenders at every position, Pascal Siakam is still going to be able to take advantage of some of these matchups. And with all the shooting on the floor, the Thunder are going to have to be very mindful of where exactly the help is coming from. Another key factor coming into the series is going to be the Pacers' transition offense. The Thunder have somewhat struggled at some points in this playoffs when it comes to transition defense, and Indiana is easily the best transition team in the league. And so it's going to be key for them to get as many transition opportunities as possible before the Thunder are able to set up their half-court defense. How many times they are actually able to get out in transition is tough to say, because the Thunder have also been really good at taking care of the ball the entire season, as well as Indiana. And so to me, this is going to be a series that heavily favors the team that's able to force more turnovers. Of course, that is just a factor in any normal game, but even more so in this series because of the ball security of both of these two teams, who are number 1 and number 3 in the league in least amount of turnovers per game. All that being said, the Thunder's main advantage or other main advantage in this series, which I ultimately think is going to be the Pacers' Achilles heel, is the isolation scoring, especially from SGA.
The Pacers
SGA
don't got
being
the
best
ISO though.
isolation
They
player
had the
in the
team
league
ball
right now is going to be
play better
absolutely hell for the Pacers, who statistically have been the worst team in the entire playoffs at defending isolation plays. Teams are shooting 55% on isolation field goals against the Pacers this playoffs, and they are giving up 1.24 points per possession on isolation plays. For reference, the Minnesota Timberwolves, who the Thunder just played, gave up 0.91 points per possession in the playoffs on isolation, and teams shot 37% on those plays. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander averaged 30 points against that team. The Indiana Pacers have been abysmal defending ISO. They're 1.2.
Yeah, Shai might go average 40, but
55%
and
field goal
the
percentage on these plays
Frankenstein, whatever you want to call
a percentile that
What's your favorite team? We repping the Bulls.
Bulls for a playoff team. These stats put them
we
in
suck
the
right now, but
0th percentile
if we
in
can trade up
isolation
Cooper
defense.
Flag,
This is going to be the biggest issue for the Pacers in this series. And earlier we talked about how
we just need to get rid of our
center.
Our center
for Tyrese to go at on the Thunder.
We got good
This
guards.
is not going to be the case with SGA.
Our center
This is likely going to leave guys like Tyrese, TJ McConnell, and even Andrew Nembhard to an extent in a difficult spot. While TJ and Nembhard tend to be very physical defenders, I don't trust them to consistently get a good contest on a lot of these mid-ranges that SGA is going to be shooting.
Shai, they're going to get good contests.
It's just any answers to slow down.
He's going to be sucking out the refs 24 minutes before the game. Then he's going to go like this, bump into them once, not even get touched. He's just going to fall back, act like he just got tackled or something. And then
on SGA
the refs sucking off the whistle.
It's going to be another series of the team playing the numbers on the Thunder shooters, which has given OKC problems.
I'm just glad we don't got Brunson in the
guys like Lou Dort and J-Dub, while they have had their moments this playoffs, they've also been fairly inconsistent at times.
J-Dub really got to be clutch, though.
And so I feel like that's one of the main things to keep in mind with OKC is the isolation plays that SGA and J-Dub are going to be getting, and also the kickouts that they are going to be getting as a result of these.
Yo, Lightning McQueen, go follow my Twitch.
Which is a factor that is going to greatly affect Indiana, is going to be the level of physicality that OKC is going to be allowed to play with, and how exactly that relates to Tyrese Halliburton. Throughout the Knicks series, and more specifically in Game 5, a big adjustment that the Knicks tried to make was getting the ball out of Hallie's hands as much as possible. And
if they make other people play make, that'd be good for them.
Prevent him from getting it back.
But
we saw some of this, I believe, in the third quarter, where Mikal here is literally just grabbing Tyrese off ball to prevent any potential pass.
But Halliburton's going to be able to take 2 games. That's not good of a playoff.
For playing teams very physical, especially Lou Dort. And so I feel like this is going to be something that we see a lot of in the finals. Now, how far they actually let the Thunder go is yet to be seen. But this to me doesn't seem like it's going to be something that's going to be called. The Rockets were doing this with
why the Pacers will beat the Thunder. This is bold. This is pretty bold. I just want to see his thoughts on this. Why the Pacers will beat the Thunder.
Best records in the NBA since January 1st. OKC Thunder 53-13.
Oh!
Indiana Pacers 46-18.
They're the second best team
in the NBA.
Yeah, they've been on a roll.
Meeting in the finals. The best defense versus the best offense. Also,
because they was like the 9 seed at
the two most physical teams left in the playoffs. OKC gets credit for that, but silently the Pacers have been playing that brand of basketball as well. Personally,
it was like the 9 or 10 seed, and
everybody and anybody will be picking the Thunder. They will be heavy favorites, rightfully so.
But the Thunder's been good all season.
All the pressure in the world will be on them.
I don't trust
the more you doubt the Pacers
got more experience.
They become.
Because they got
Siakam. For OKC, if Jalen Williams and Chet show up offensively,
and they got like 2 other guys that's been in the finals before,
they are unbeatable.
The Thunder,
in my eyes with those
this
two
is their
playing
first
like
time here.
That. But the thing is, they can be
like
very
the
inconsistent on that end of the floor. For instance, versus Denver, Jalen Williams shot 37% from the field, 23% from 3 in that series. Versus Minnesota, He's
look how sorry Chet is. You're just putting your hands up, sitting there blocking shots. I mean, that's your job.
Over to Chet, he shot
no way, he just bumped him.
From the field.
Nas Reed. No, I lied. Nas. That's a bad look. That's a bad look for you, Nas. You just got bodied by a 24.5-pound Frankenstein kind of guy. He looks like Gru. Like, how are you getting bodied by that? He's 22.5 pounds. And like 7'6". There's no way you just got bodied by him, Nas Reed. You're like
36% from 3 versus Minnesota, and versus Denver, 46%, and a disturbing 22% from 3. Shea is going to do his thing, that's clear, but the Pacers are used to unguardable star players. They faced Giannis in round 1, Donovan Mitchell in round 2, and Brunson in round 3.
You just called Brunson unguardable? That might be the dumbest thing I have heard all day. Jalen Brunson and unguardable in the same sentence. Oh my goodness. Take away the free throws, he averages 16.7 points a game. Like, half his points are free throws. Like, we're not going to act like a foul baiter is unguardable. I mean, if you don't suck off the rest as much as he does, it's not unguardable. You're unguardable, pretty much, if you're just getting to the free throw line every play. You're not getting touched. I've seen stuff on Twitter where he's not even getting touched.
To overcome superstar performances. It's about stopping the others or keeping them in check. The Pacers' front court with Siakam and Miles Turner can match up well versus Chet, in my opinion. I also think Siakam can make life tough on Jalen Williams if he's matched up against him.
Siakam's better than J-Dub, though. They have the better second option.
Get the Shea matchup. Neesmith at times as well. However, whoever is not on Shea will be hounding and making life difficult for Williams. My point is, I don't think Indiana could stop Shea, but I do think they can bring out a bad series in Chet and Jalen Williams. Can Siakam, Nembhard, Neesmith, and the other Pacer role players give more offensively than Chet and Jalen? If so, that's a great formula to win. Siakam averaged 25 on 50% from the field and 50% from 3 versus the Knicks.
And they have
I don't think he's going to be fazed by the physicality of OKC. He's been around his prime Draymond Green in the playoffs and the Warriors. And one of the most underrated things about Siakam's game is he really doesn't make that many mistakes.
That's not Draymond Green's a Hall of
player. 1.4 turnovers per game, and you must have that to stand a chance against OKC. Another huge series from him is a must for the Pacers.
Oh yeah. Wait. Let me go find this Karl Anthony Towns edit. Ilon. Karl Anthony Towns. This was insane. This was insane. This was genuinely insane. No, I can't. This is insanity. This is insanity. This is insanity. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Wait, let me unmute this. I don't want to see him second bite.
Window seats. Tee-hee, we barely... No, looks like you have to pat me down.
No, I don't want to see him second butt.
We're gonna miss our flight.
I got the window seats.
Give me the window seats.
Whoa!
We barely
Can
you move the TV remote from my back?
That's not the remote. Tee-hee.
No, I see the edit, but what? That's not the remote. What you mean that's not the remote?
No, looks like you have to pat me down.
Man, get your
OMG Jalen, we're gonna miss our flight.
Haha, I got the window seat.
Give me the window
Cap's the most zesty player of all time. No.
Can you move the TV remote from my back?
This is sad. I'm our Cap. I'm finding, if I'm you, I'm finding everybody who's made these edits. I'm hunting them down. Myself. I'm turning into prime Michael Myers, just to say the least. You better hope I can't find you. Making edits of me about this. Let's go back to this BS. I just now thought of that. I thought
and I think he's got it in him. And the one advantage the Pacers have as a team is offensively, they shoot way better. During the playoffs, they have shot 40.1% from three, which ranks number 1. Meanwhile, the Oklahoma City Thunder are shooting 33% from deep, good for 13th. The Pacers have to be locked in on the glass as well. They struggled in that category versus the Knicks. OKC definitely has the edge there. If they can continue shooting the way they have shot, they definitely have a fighter's chance. The Pacers do have the potential to combat a huge strength of the Thunder, aka turnovers. Thunder are at their best when they create turnovers and turn it into offense. Pacers in the playoffs as a team, 12.7 turnover percentage, only 2 teams ahead of them, Cleveland and OKC. Their 2 most played lineups are great in that aspect. Obviously, they haven't faced a defense like the Thunder, so it could be different. I really worry for Tyrese Halliburton in this series. He has had
Why you say Halliburton?
Frankly, he kind of just takes them off. If he decides to do that versus OKC, they are going to take advantage, unlike the Bucks, unlike Cleveland, and unlike New York. And you saw the Knicks in the last 2 games of that series increased their ball pressure. He didn't respond very well. They were picking him up full court. And you better believe the Thunder will be doing the same thing, and they have way more bodies to throw at him throughout a whole entire game. Plus, they have way more effective defenders than Mikal Bridges. Tyrese has had the speed advantage versus the Bucks, Cavs, and Knicks. Unfortunately,
Halliburton was getting guarded by. I don't even know who he was getting guarded by in the Bucks series. Let me fix my light real quick. But you can't name one guard except Dame on that Bucks team. Like, you can't. They don't got nobody else.
OKC can probably match that speed. Kuzma, they need him to be great. Can he consistently be that is a question. It's not even about scoring. It's just about if he can get into the paint consistently and create great shot quality versus this historic OKC defense. I will say OKC has not seen a team with the speed and pace of play of the Indiana Pacers. They've been able to keep pretty much anybody in front of them a majority of the game. But with Tyrese, he's a herky-jerky, speedy player. Could he be a matchup nightmare for them? Because they usually have the speed advantage versus anyone they're defending. And something to keep in mind is the Thunder throughout this playoff run had multiple blowouts. The thing is, you look at the starting 5, they have played 174 minutes, only a +5. 112.4 offensive rating, not that great. The double big lineup has been questionable for them all season long. Lou Dort looked unplayable versus Denver. Their starting 5, I believe Indiana can really take advantage of them. It's really been OKC's bench that has been carrying them, mainly Alex Caruso. Honestly, he's had a star-level impact. Case and Wallace has been great as well. That duo and the second units have been powering them. Going to the Pacers, though, it's been quite the opposite. 249 minutes for their starters, +80.
What does +80 mean? Is that good?
Pace cause an issue for the double big lineup?
Math around
Starting-wise, the Pacers should have the edge, which should help them at the start and end of games. Now, in this series, I really worry when the Pacers bring in guys off the bench. All postseason, their bench has been getting cooked. They have guys who can score, but impact-wise, they're losing the minutes. It's mainly their minutes without Tyrese Halliburton. They have played 216 minutes without him this postseason, and guess what? They are a -47 in those minutes. To put that in perspective, in 189 minutes without Shea, OKC is a +15. So it's kind of scary to think for the Pacers that OKC has been winning games with guys off the bench combined with some of their starters.
Yeah, the Pacers got
the main reason why Indiana has lost some playoff games is they have been so piss poor without Halliburton on the court. Their offensive rating goes from 121.6 with Halliburton to 110.4 without him. So can you imagine what their offense is going to look like versus OKC's bench units where they thrive defensively? Honestly, that is probably my biggest concern heading into the series. That's all I got, though. Let me know your thoughts below in the comments.
All right, so that's that. There's something else? Something else. Man, why is my thing running so slow right now? There we go. Here we go. I had to go get everything on my watch later. Because I don't want to be linking stuff. Come on.
Every NBA Finals comes with a compelling backstory. But this year is
Paul George effect. How OKC and Pacers built their finals.
What's that, you ask? A singular change that leads to unpredictable, far larger impacts. Or in basketball terms, the Paul George effect. Neither the Indiana Pacers nor the Oklahoma City Thunder stand on the doorstep of history without Paul George. In particular, without trading the 9-time All-Star. Let's connect the dots, because while George may be the rock and the NBA the water, the ripples are felt to this day. Paul George is one of the best players in Pacers history. However, in 2017,
he probably is.
27-year-old star forward was traded to Oklahoma City for Victor Oladipo.
Wait, they got Sabonis too? You put on the Thunder? That's crazy. What was that bald uncle in the back, number 43?
Depot and Domantas Sabonis.
It's really all deep, Brian. The world didn't deserve Victor Oladipo. He was too good for us. He would have been a superstar for years if he didn't get injured. I don't know. That's ball knowledge right there.
City as an option for George throughout this process.
In his parting Instagram post, George promised Pacers fans, "You'll be in great hands with the future." The Pacers didn't advance past the first round of the playoffs for the next 3 years, but in February 2022, the franchise sent Sabonis to the Sacramento Kings. For who exactly? A young point guard named...
What the hell are you, Barton?
Three ball! And in! This one is over!
You have got to be kidding me. Trades happen all the time.
That was long.
But this is where things
Wait, what is Luka?
Really crazy.
Oh, Jimmy?
In July 2019, the Thunder traded Paul George to the Los Angeles Clippers, pairing him with Kawhi Leonard. In return, Oklahoma City received the Kings' ransom that included Danilo Gallinari. One of whom became All-Star.
5 first rounders is crazy.
But the centerpiece no one realized was a centerpiece at the time, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Only the reigning League and Western Conference Finals MVP.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander,
that's crazy.
The NFL has the Herschel Walker.
That's crazy. I'm just now thinking the Clippers are the dumbest franchise I've ever seen. I mean, we're not going to talk about how good 2019 Paul George was, but 7 first-round picks and Shai coming out of his rookie year and Gallinari and so many. Oh my. Is that worse than Nico Harrison? Nico Harrison or whoever the Clippers OGM is? I want to know. Who y'all think is worse? You traded away. Trading away Luka is just... But the Clippers have been good for years, though, since that. So it's not really hurt them. But the Mavericks, they're just stupid. And they lost all their fans, too. That's crazy.
Walker trade.
What is football?
Was directly responsible for erecting the Dallas Cowboys dynasty of the 1990s.
How about them Cowboys?
Where's Bill Belichick? I said Bill Belichick.
One of the better two-way stars of his generation.
I know Paul George return season next year is gonna hit like crazy.
2 franchises found cornerstone point guards. Now, both meet in the NBA Finals, and one will call himself an NBA champion in a matter of days. By George, the road to
that's chill though. We got Twitter. We got the Twitter stuff. And walking. On scrolls. I don't want to wait, so I gotta scroll down. Where is the Pelicans and Heat are in serious talks to send Zion Williamson to Miami, per Shams Charania. I ain't gonna lie, Zion in Miami? How y'all feeling about that? I would like him on my Bulls, really. But I mean, Zion on the Bulls or Heat would be decent. I mean, we got Vukovic. Like, he can't play a lick of defense. Zion, he's always injured, but we can fix him, though. I ain't gonna lie. Zion, if he can go back to Duke form, ooh, that's a scary sight. Y'all don't want to see the Bulls next year if we get Zion. Ooh. Alright. Karl Anthony Towns IG story. What's up with all the zesty stuff, Kat? I want to know what's up with you. And, like, I've been seeing all these edits on TikTok about you. I know some of them are AI, but really, it's just funny. I don't think that's actually your story. That's Santel. Yeah, it's Santel. I asked 1.2. I ain't gonna Cat. You gotta find these people. You gotta switch keys somebody. Please. The Warriors have expressed interest in a potential reunion with Kevin Durant. Y'all got Jimmy. Y'all got Jimmy Butler already. Why do y'all need KD? Unless you're gonna pair a big three. But I don't think it's smart for the Warriors to get KD though. I mean, he was good in their system. And I would get a center if I'm the Warriors though. I would just get a good center. I wouldn't get KD. I would trade Kuminga and somebody else for a center. And then we go get, I don't know. To be honest, I have no idea who to get for y'all. The New York Knicks have reportedly set to interview Stephen A. Smith for their head coaching position. Now, why would y'all offer this dummy? He don't know nothing about basketball. He's just a rage baiter. All he is a rage baiter. He don't do nothing but rage bait. Sits there with ballistic takes. Good vocabulary word. Like crazy stuff. You're offering him the head coaching job? No. I ain't even gonna lie. Offer me the coaching job at that point. Right, he's gonna get mad and start. I don't know. That's crazy. Alright. Multiple Knicks players have been unhappy with the presence of assistant coach Rick Brunson. If y'all didn't know, that's Brunson's dad. Per Hoops Wire sources, multiple Knicks players have been unhappy with Jalen, with the presence of assistant coach, father of starting guard Jalen Brunson. Why? What the issue is exactly has not been determined, though sources have suggested that Rick has had too many big say things. Is it Brunson trying to create what the team is doing and stuff? And he's siding with it too much? I don't know. I don't see nothing wrong with this, but I'm not the biggest Brunson fan. I'm not a Brunson fan at all. He's good, but Halliburton's better. Start bench cut, finals edition. Start Siakam, bench J-Dub, send Chet Holmgren to the sewers to work. Went from having Cavs vs. Warriors NBA Finals Classic to a Thunder vs. Pacers LMFAO. What happened to this league? Let's just see the comments. I know there's going to be some funny stuff. I miss when LeBron went to the finals every year. I'm saying. We already know who's going to win. It's obvious. This is going to be better. 0 out of 10 rage bait. I'm saying. Second apron. Teams got to try not to collect 2 stars by the time. Pacers are elite, but OKC grew up. I ain't gonna lie. Just imagine we got a Shea versus Brunson finals. That'd be nobody would watch it. I would turn off the game 2 minutes in. I couldn't sit there and watch it. I just couldn't. Thunder and Pacers is exactly what the league needs. Dang, you know what I'm telling you off like that? Stop crying that your precious king isn't in it. And once again, I ain't gonna lie. This is crazy. Okay, so what you gonna say when OKC wins? They're not gonna win by 30 every game. OKC's not that good. Cavs vs. Warriors finals good one by 2017 and especially 20. Yes, it was fun to watch LeBron going at the Warriors. Yes, it was. Got better paces. Paces of 5. Dang. I know. It feels good having a fixed chair though. Hey, lucky dude, chat. The Phoenix Suns are reportedly prioritizing acquiring a center and Kevin Durant trade talks. Wait, I just saw something that KD wanted out to the Warriors. The Suns have indicated teams that center is a premium for them. What all centers is there for them, though, to trade for? You don't got no trade assets. You got Beal. But I don't think you could trade Beal because he's making $78 million a year. I ain't gonna. Does Bam go to the Sun? Someone? I don't know. Bam would be decent for them. Maybe Embiid. I don't think you can get Embiid or even close to Embiid, actually. You got to go for someone random. How the 2025 NBA Finals rosters are built. Thunder draft 9 players. Trades 3. Free agency 3. I'm guessing the free agency was Hardenstein. Who else? The Joe guy, the shooter at the bench. Trying to think of somebody else. I don't know. Dang. And then the draft was like half the roster, 9 players, obviously. Trades, I got this. Shea, Caruso. Actually, I don't got it. Wait, let me think. For a minute. Damn, I don't got it. The Pacers, 7 draft picks, 5 trades. Halliburton and Siakam are both in here. And, no, not them. They got top and 2. What was that free agency? They got half the average finals roster last 5 years. Draft 4, free agency 6. Do y'all like how they're building through the draft? Do y'all like this or no? I kind of like it, but I mean, I miss having like so much star power in the finals. I want to see stars go at each other, not like a bunch of role players. And maybe it's just me. I like watching basketball. Like as a basketball fan in general. It's good seeing these type of rosters, but I want to see like superstar teams go at each other. It just doesn't work no more, I don't feel like. And then we see people in Kevin Durant's camp are eyeing San Antonio as a landing spot. KD, Wemby, Fox. And then you got the number 2 pick if you don't trade it for KD. Then you got Castle. Ooh, get rid of this Vassal dude. The Vassal, whatever you want to call him. But KD is crazy there. That'd be an amazing pickup. At 3 or the 4, you can play either or. And then you can get Dylan Harper too. There are 3 guards and then KD and Wemby. That's better than the Thunder right now. Cat got Tibbs fired twice. That's crazy. But he was like 22 at the time. And now, this wasn't even his fault. He was low-key good in the finals too. He was their best player then too. But I feel like Jimmy Butler got him fired. Because he just let him go. This time it was Brunson throwing up shots and them not having any depth. He didn't play their bench. We've obviously seen this break, and the New York Knicks are relieving Tom Thibodeau of his duties as head coach. Sources tell ESPN. Thibodeau led the Knicks to their first East Finals in 25 years, made playoffs in 4 or 5 years, and led Knicks to consecutive 50-plus win seasons for the first time since the 1990s. That's some good reading, I ain't gonna lie. That's some great reading skills. Oh my goodness. Can I just not? Okay, let me load Twitter. I don't know why anyone... Did he get the Knicks far? Yes. Did he change culture? Yes. But this is as far they're going to go. The Knicks need a championship. You got their friends. They don't got a championship roster unless Brunson plays. It's Cat just goes for 30 next year. Terrible move. Fire the coach that got us to the ECF in over 2 decades. Shaking my head. Good. The Knicks need an offensive-minded coach. Yeah, but I don't got defense, though. I mean, you got Bridges and Anunoby. And Hart's really not the defensive guy. He's just a hustle guy. Knicks are about to make a woke hire, bet on it. They're going to hire someone to random. I'd say they go for a college coach. Maybe Rick Pitino. Maybe John Calipari. I don't know. I would bet on that more than anything. I wouldn't think they get somebody random from the NBA. Dark. No. Knicks fans would go crazy after that. This year, the Sibs and Mike Malone both reached conference finals, but Denver didn't fire Mike. Denver got swept in the second round. Denver didn't fire Mike. Denver lost 4-1 in first round. Still didn't fire Mike. 2023, Denver wins title in Mike's 8th year. Dang. Continuity does matter. Good vocabulary. But it just, he didn't play the bench. It's not going to work. Nancy James. I don't know who that is. Sports media are getting ready to talk about Jay Wright. He's retired. Real ball knowers know about Jay Wright, though. The media are taking heads, got him fired. All their comments on him being outcoached during his broadcast gave the Knicks the excuse to scapegoat him. Not a Knicks fan, but he was the coach of a team that made it to the ECF. One of the last. You got horrible vocabulary, my guy. Genuinely. You got horrible vocabulary. At least you fixed it. Like, yes. That's looking funny. I don't think that's it. I don't know. Is there anything else on Underdog? Wait. Sam, Suns to hire Jordan Ott as head coach. Who is Jordan Ott? You're just hiring random people? You just ran it. The Suns are done for, I ain't lying. Y'all are just hiring random people off the side of the street. He probably got 2 or 3 STDs. I don't know who this is. Like, nobody knows who Jordan Ott is. Sounds like the guy from the Wizard of Oz. No, Suns are cooked. What about this? Devin Booker will now have 8 head coaches in 11 seasons. Jordan Ott, Mike Budenholzer, Frank Vogel, Monty Williams, Igor Kokozlak, Jay Triano, Earl Watson, Jeff Hornacek. Booker going into his 11th season already is kind of crazy, though. I ain't gonna lie. Trey Booker? No. I mean, if y'all want to get, I'm on pick, but I mean, Cooper Flight's not gonna save you on a year. I don't see the hype behind him. I genuinely. I don't see the hype behind him at all. Man, ain't nobody care about Tony Bradley. You want to see that? Anybody else? Come on, let's get some last from Centel. Is there anything on this account? Maybe. Don't let Chris Paul see Scott Foster in the finals. Wait, yes. Oh, yeah, he did make the one finals with the Suns. I forgot about that. So, this man, whoever wins the Centel account has to be like the best thrower of all time. I ain't gonna lie. Coach Brunson.